focus on the point that you intend to make, and remember that every single question and objection is not a challenge. They have just handed you a wonderful opportunity to make your point in a different form.
Right, absolutely.
Actually, advice that he gave me.
If someone,
I'm still on this.
The idea is not to face questions as hostility, but opportunities and gifts, and to take them as a time to refocus your argument. When you get down to that, the worst thing I see people do is get down to the 1 minute or the 30 seconds, or especially the 15 seconds, and think that they can continue on with the speech or to the next point. And say at 30 seconds, no matter where you are in your speech, you start wrapping up, and at 15 seconds, you need to deliver your final line right then and there. Don't go past it. For prepared speeches, for resolutions, or for ISD speeches, I take advice from a little book that we have called On Rhetoric, I think, a little green book, and they said, you write your speech, write it 5 different ways, like 5 completely different ways, give each one 5 times, and then tear them all up, because by that point you will know the material backwards, forwards, and inside out. You know the arguments and how they're formed, and then you can speak from the heart, so to speak, instead of speaking from a list. I guess the other thing is to just, again, crash and burn. Fail, 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 fail. Take risks. As soon as you think you're moderately ready, and not that you think you're going to be successful, but you think you're not going to panic on the spot, walk up there and flip a coin to decide how you're going to speak.
Not just what side you're going to come down on, but like the method that you're going to use to talk about it. Say, I do a lot of emotional speeches. Let's see if I can do a good rational one, or let's see if I can turn into a preacher and do a sermon.
The other piece of advice I took way back in high school writing literature English papers is never take the argument for the expected reason. For instance, in the world would be better without Islam, I argued that no, the world would not be better without Islam, not for cultural diversity, not for religious balance, etc., but for the fact that someone needs to keep the arms dealers in business, and someone needs to keep the security administrations in business. I think, tried to keep a semi-serious argument about it, but look at all the expected reasons for you to support an argument and turn it on its head, and give something unique and creative.
That was actually how we were successful in the ISD that I spoke in, because the argument was about nuclear disarmament, and the expected way to argue that was that we were going to do a pacifistic, you can't hug your children with nuclear arms, which you could actually see the PKs responding as though we had made that argument, which was phenomenally entertaining. And instead, we decided to structure our argument to be as much of a warmongering, war hawk kind of argument as possible. The U.S. is militarily mighty, and our military might is threatened by the existence of nuclear weapons in the world. Therefore, to maintain our our military superiority, we need to pursue disarmament. Made sure to quote no pacifists at all, but the most militaristic heads of state possible, and it completely and totally threw them for a loop, because that's not what they were prepared for.
And I think one of the only other tips I can give is when you get up there, wait for the room to be quiet before you even start giving the address. And by the time you end that address, pause and fully just count to 3. 1, 2, 3, and find your focus before you go into the speech. Don't go into the speech nervous, don't rush into the speech, and especially don't start the speech when the room is talking. It's your chance. Be the hand of God on that podium. And also, the podium can take some abuse. If you pound on it and it breaks, that's what we have podiums for, right? I mean, I hate to say it, but...
And 1,000 historians turned over in their grave, and the hall admins did rain vengeance on Daniel Brettschneider.
You use your props. It's there as a prop. I'm not saying, go up there with a hammer to it, but you can slap a hand on the podium and it makes an awfully nice sound.
And lo did Hannah Brannon and Desiree White say, "This is a fucking antique, Daniel Brettschneider. We will fuck you up."
Then get a new one.
Excuse my language.
Anyway, I guess, that's about it.